Good morning, 5th grade. Today we're going to continue reading Chapter 3, Las Papayas in Esperanza Rising. Before we get started, we're going to do our quick write. It says, have you experienced a death in your family? How did people in your family respond to the death of your loved one? Silently write 2 to 3 sentences about someone you know who's passed away and how your family responded. Press pause to write down your answer and play when you're ready. Our focus question today is, how are Esperanza and her mother's reactions to the death of her father similar? How are they different? What do their actions reveal about them as people? Before we begin reading, we're going to go over our vocabulary words. The first vocabulary word is smother. It means to kill someone by covering their nose or mouth until they suffocate. Could also smother a fire with the same approach. So you could put a blanket over fire and it keeps out the oxygen, and that's what kills the fire. So it's this one. The second word is condolences. That's when you express sympathy for, someone who's died. And so we have flowers in this card that says, I'm sorry that, and they're saying, like, I'm sorry you had a death in the family. And then number 3 is empathy. It's your ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. So, and that's this one, put yourself in their shoes. So, you can have sympathy for someone if you are sad about what happened to them, but you've never been through that situation. So if someone in your family hasn't died and someone in your friend's family does die, you can feel sorry for them and have sympathy, but you can't have empathy. You can have empathy if you have experienced someone in your family die, and one of your friends goes through something where someone in their family dies, you can have empathy for your friend because you actually know what they're going through. All right, we're going to begin reading Chapter 3. And as we're reading, we're going to be doing our CSPS strategy. So at the beginning of this chapter, we have a proverb. It says, Estas son las mañanitas que cantaba el rey David a las muchachas bonitas. Se las cantamos aquí. And it means, these are the morning songs which King David used to sing to all the pretty girls. We sing them here to you. And so that kind of gives you, that's the author using foreshadowing to kind of tell us about which part of this chapter is going to be significant for Esperanza. And we know it has something to do with morning songs. Esperanza heard Papa and the others singing. They were outside her window, and their voices were clear and melodic. Before she was aware, she smiled because her first thought was that today was her birthday. I should get up and wave kisses to Papa. But when she opened her eyes, she realized she was in her parents' bed on Papa's side that still smelled like him, and the song had been in her dreams. Why hadn't she slept in her own room? Then the events of last night wrenched her mind into reality. Her smile faded, her chest tightened, and a heavy blanket of anguish smothered her smallest joy. Papa and his vaqueros had been ambushed and killed while mending a fence on the farthest reaches of the ranch. The bandits stole their boots, saddles, and horses. They even took the beef jerky that Papa had hidden in his pockets for Esperanza. All right, so let's describe Esperanza and kind of describe what she's going through. So Esperanza woke up from a dream the morning of her birthday and realized and remembered that her father was dead. Esperanza woke up from a dream on her birthday and remembered that her father was dead. And this is a good quote right here. There. And then this other quote. So you can use one of these two quotes that I've highlighted to support your answer. And then when we're thinking about the setting, well, we know it says that it's her birthday, so that's part of the setting, and she's in her parents' bed on Papa's side. It's her birthday, and she's in her parents' bed on Papa's side. All right, and now we're listening to the problem. The fact that her father died is a problem, but let's keep reading to see how it unfolds. Esperanza got out of bed and wrapped un shawl around her shoulders. The shawl felt heavier than usual. Was it the yarn, or was it her heart weighing her down? She went downstairs and stood in La Sala, the large entry hall. The house was empty and silent. Where was everyone? Then she remembered that Abuelita and Alfonso were taking Mama to see the priest this morning. Before she could call Hortensia, there was a knocking at the front door. "Who is there?" called Esperanza through the door. "It's Senor Rodriguez. I have the papayas." Esperanza opened the door. Marisol's father stood before her, his hat in his hand. Beside him was a big box of papayas. "Your father ordered these for me for the fiesta today. I tried to deliver them to the kitchen, but no one answered." She stared at the man who had known Papa since he was a boy, and then she looked at the green papayas ripening to yellow. She knew why Papa had ordered them. Papaya, coconut, and lime salad were Esperanza's favorite, and Hortensia made it every year on her birthday. Her face crumbled. "Senor," she said, choking back tears, "have you not heard? My Papa is dead." Senor Rodriguez stared blankly, then said, "¿Qué pasó, niña? What happened?" She took a quivery breath. As she told the story, she watched the grief twist Senor Rodriguez's face and overtake him as he sat down on the patio bench, shaking his head. She felt as if she were in someone else's body, watching a sad scene, but unable to help. Hortensia walked out and put her arm around Esperanza. She nodded to Senor Rodriguez, then guided Esperanza back up the stairs to the bedroom. "He ordered the papayas," sobbed Esperanza. "I know," whispered Hortensia, sitting next to her on the bed and rocking her back and forth. "I know." So when we're thinking about the problem that Esperanza faced, I wanted to keep reading to make sure that there wasn't a bigger problem, but it is the more obvious one. Esperanza's father has died, and Senor Rodriguez was trying to deliver the papayas, not knowing that Papa had died. Press pause to write down your answer. And if you're looking for a quote, you can, this is a good quote. "Her face crumbled. Senor, choking back tears. Have you not heard? My Papa is dead." All right, and then how does she try to solve her problem? While Hortensia walks up and she takes Esperanza to her room, and she comforts Esperanza. And so, and we know Alfonso and Hortensia, their husband and wife, their son is Miguel, and they live with they live on the land with Esperanza and her family, and they are campesinos or workers for Esperanza's family. All right, and then I want you to write your paragraph. How does Esperanza react to her father's death? What does this reveal about her character?